you're supposed to have had 4 or 5 different jobs in the field. Well, sorry, I was busy getting an undergraduate degree and a master's degree, which you both require, these 2 degrees, and I couldn't have 7 different jobs in the field while I was getting myself through school, That's definitely very big difficulty that we face.
When they were growing up, they didn't have to do any of that. So how can these employers expect this from us when they didn't do it themselves?
They don't understand what they're expecting of us. I think they're just going along with what everybody else expects, and they didn't go through it themselves, like you said, so they don't understand the pressures behind it.
Exactly.
Right, and the growth of the price in higher education, if you look at it factually, has been exponential, like actually ridiculous, from what our parents and our grandparents might have had to pay for college versus what we have to pay for college, whether we choose private or public. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're drowning in student debt. It's the foundation of our economic lives. We start out with thousands and thousands of dollars in debt.
Yeah, and even at that, so the U.S. Census showed that 40% of our nation's unemployed are millennials. So you're paying for all this education, and then you're still not getting a job.
Right. The job fields have now become 10 times more competitive because of the fact that we're all super educated. Yeah. We're all going out to get the same jobs.
And people are retiring later in life, so these jobs aren't becoming available to us.
It's actually crazy. And it leads to so many other things. For example, the fact that mental health issues in our generation are rampant.
We're more likely to be depressed. We're more likely to be stressed, all because we have all these things. Because we have pile in college debt. We can't get a job.
We have all the student loans to pay for.
Yeah. Everyone's blaming us for things like the housing market is going to crash or die because we can't afford to buy a house.
Oh, that's my favorite. The 2018 Forbes article starts talking about how millennials are killing the U.S. housing market. And I'm sorry, but that's a big statement to make. There's a whole list of factors that affect that.
We're trying to pay off our student loans. How can we try and pay off those and pay for a house at the same time?
Why? A house is so expensive here.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's talk about New York for a second. And the fact that people tend to just group. People tend to have roommates or live with family for longer because it's unaffordable to live on your own.
It's not even
It's just so
especially
out of
like
reach.
you said in New York, the size of a house you can buy here compared to even just down south is
$55,000 house, and you only get 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, like a small house. You take that, you go out west, you go to Ohio or something like that, and you get yourself a mansion.
Beautiful.
Mansion. It's there are a number of factors. So number 1, we're more social, and it's so expensive to live like in a place like New York. Number 2, we're getting married later.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, like people say about our generation, we are less likely to be getting married. And I think it's because what we were saying is like we don't have jobs. We're all focusing on getting our jobs and getting our careers started. It's like, who has time to be in a relationship?
Absolutely.
If we're so stressed and depressed, you can't be in a relationship. You can't provide anything for that.
Yeah.
And if you're not married, let's be real, who really wants to engage in the lifetime debt commitment of a mortgage on their
By
own.
yourself.
And I think honestly, Generation X and the baby boomers are like 2 of the generations where divorce went boom.
My grandmother married 16, divorced at 20, got married 3 more times. Does that make me want to get married? Hell no.
Looking at that, you're not selling it to me. I don't want to do that.
Exactly. We're the children of the divorced generation, and so I don't think that it's exactly our fault that we're not running into marriages.
Yeah,
absolutely. I think our generation is more smart about it. If anything, we look for certain things in people. Like getting married later doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It means that we're becoming more aware of what we actually want. We want a career first, family second.
Yeah, absolutely.